ができるって言うんだ窮屈なへっちに立たされた時不難な僕の腕をつかみ自分自身のありかが初めて見えたんだもっと広いフィールドへもっと深い大きなどこかへ予測もつかない世界へ向かってゆくだけ僕は僕のことが知りたい
Hello and welcome to Mecha Anime Reviews. Today, we're gonna take a look at Zambot 3. Directed by the creator of Gundam himself, Yoshiyuki Tomino, this show was one of the earliest attempts at deconstructing the super robot genre, long before Evangelion ever did. It didn't catch on at the time, but it has recently been getting a bit more attention, along with its successor, Daitarn 3, which I'll also be taking a look at next time. Anyway, what's the story? There once was a planet named Bale. Long ago, it was wiped out by a mysterious entity known as Gaizok. The few remaining survivors escaped to Earth, their descendants living on to start a new life. However, all is not well, as the Jin family have been preparing for the inevitable Gaizok invasion on Earth. In order to defend their new home, they have built 3 vehicles, which, when combined, form the mighty Zambot 3, piloted by Kappei Jin, Uchuda Kami, and Keiko Kamikita. Together, they must not only defend against the Gaizok's army of mecha boosts, but also deal with harsh criticisms from the very people they protect, who blame the Jin family for the invasion in the first place. The animation is a bit inconsistent. Sometimes it looks good, sometimes it sucks. Otherwise, it's okay for the time. The music is okay. There are some good tracks, but most of it is standard 70s music. The voice acting is pretty good. Most of the actors do a pretty solid job portraying their characters. The odd voice that stands out is the one they got for Killer the Butcher. He sounds really goofy, and I don't think the performance suits the character at all. It's just a bit hard to take him seriously. It can get a little obnoxious. Make no mistake, this anime is dark, sometimes even more brutal than Gundam or Idion can ever get. For the time, the anime did a pretty decent job of deconstructing the genre, dealing with the damage the battles between Zambot 3 and the Mecha Boost caused to the world. Cities don't get rebuilt by the next episode, millions of innocent lives are lost, and despite the good intentions of the Jin family, everyone despises them because they think they're the ones that brought the Gaizok over to the Earth. Of course, the reputation the Jin family have isn't exactly helped by our hero, Kappei, who demonstrates why having a 12-year-old pilot, the one weapon that can be used to save the world, is a pretty bad idea. Starting out as a massive brat getting into fights with Kozuki. There are times where it gets really brutal and uncomfortable to watch, especially once the bad guys start turning people into human bombs. Still, all of this is handled pretty well. There's a lot of character development going on here, with Kappei becoming a lot more responsible as the series goes on, the people becoming more accepting of the Jin family, etc. While it has its moments of horrificness, it has some genuinely heartwarming moments as well, balancing the tone out pretty well. I really like the designs of the mecha boosts. They're very creative, yet horrific, with each mecha boost having some unique abilities of their own. The battles themselves are engaging, with the heroes having to use clever tactics in order to beat the enemy. There are problems with the show though. Although most of the dark stuff is handled well, there were points where I felt it was a tad bit manipulative. Some moments are made worse through hindsight. The human bombs subplot in particular is a lot harder to sit through nowadays. Some of the characters can be rather annoying, like Kozuki, though most of them are redeemed by character development later on. Like most 70s anime, there is some goofiness involved that can affect the tone. The biggest problem with the show is the villain. Killer the Butcher is a rather goofy antagonist. His camp behavior, I feel, is a bit at odds with the tone of the show, and it has the problem of making him seem less threatening than he should be. To be fair, he isn't really the big bad. That would go to Gaisak, who legitimately is threatening, but that doesn't make Killer any better. Zambot 3 is a good show. I can see why it hadn't caught on at the time, but with the overall violence and brutality, but it's actually quite good. Maybe a little underrated. Oh well, see you next time on the next Mecha Anime Reviews.
Juan,
Huh?
you're not gonna believe what just happened to me today.
What happened?
Okay, so I was walking by a baseball field when all of a sudden I got attacked by some random asshole.
Oh, why did he attack you?
I don't know, like,
Wait a minute, back off. Back up. What was he wearing?
I don't know, some kind of blue hood. I didn't really get a look on his face. What's with your face?
Well,